Hey guys, PokeTrips here, and today I'll be going over some award races for the first 4 weeks of the PDA. This week we will have the Offensive Pokemon of the Year races, Defensive Pokemon of the Year races, and Most Underrated Pokemon of the Year races. We will not be going over the MVP races, as I don't think that we should go over it this early in the league. I don't know, that's just me. But if I had to pick one Mimikyu's in the league, and then we might be having an all-star game here soon, so be on the lookout for a video containing that and a link to a poll that you can vote on what Pokemon you want to be all-stars. That will be in a separate video, and if I even want to do it, I don't know if I want to do it. Let me know down below if you guys want to see an all-star game. But for now, let's go ahead and go into the Offensive Pokemon of the Year award races. Right now, we have Mimikyu up on top of the Offensive Pokemon of the Year award races. It has 7 kills, 1 death, and is at a +6 overall. Mimikyu has really shown that it can be a real force in this league. It's one of the best Pokemon in this league by far. It can easily sweep teams. It can come in. If it gets a Swords Dance up, something's dying, and it's not going to be Mimikyu. Next up, we have Salamence. Salamence has Intimidate and Moxie. It can be viable with either of those sets. If it Dragon Dances and Moxies, it's a real force. If it Intimidates and then Dragon Dances, there's another force, because if it intimidates you and you're a physical attacker, you're pretty much forced to switch out. The Salamence is 5-0 +5. Very nice. Now, coming in at number 3, this layout's a bit messed up, I apologize, but I forgot about Dragonite. Dragonite is coming in at number 3, going 5-1 +4. Dragonite completely swept a team last week. He went 4-1. Dragonite did really good. Dragonite obviously is a force in this league, and everybody knew that, especially with his multi-scale ability and the ability to outrage, Dragon Dance and outrage, and him being faster than almost every Pokemon. That's an overstatement, but it's a really fast Pokemon. Next up, we have Galvantula, actually, which I'm going to switch these around here real quick. At number 4, I'm going to actually put Manectric. The layout's a little bit messed up because I forgot about Manectric too. Manectric is 6-2 at a +4 differential. The only reason I'm putting Manectric above Galvantula is because it has more kills, even though it's at the same plus and minus. But Manectric, it's doing it all for Theron. It's really being like a leader out there, really high up there, actually, in my opinion, for the MVP race. But that's another video for another day. Manectric backpacking Theron's team, taking the whole offensive load, killing everything that it needs to, doing its complete job for Theron. Really, really good Pokemon for Theron. And coming in at number 5 for the Offensive Pokemon of the Year is, of course, Galvantula, going 4-0 and +4. The reason I have Galvantula here, there's another Pokemon that was also in 4-0, which was Rotom Wash. But the reason that I put Galvantula above Rotom Wash is Rotom Wash has been brought to all 4 games so far, I believe, if not 3 of them. He's been brought to at least 3. Galvantula, it's only been brought to 1 game and has 4 kills. That is insane. So Galvantula, I think you've earned a spot on this list. Now just go over who owns every Pokemon. The Mimikyu is owned by the Cincinnati Peds. Salamence is owned by the Barcelona Keldeos. Dragonite's owned by the Cincinnati Peds. Galvantula is owned by the Arizona Houndooms. And the Manectric is owned by the Detroit Dialgas. Next up, we will be going to Defensive Pokemon of the Year. The Defensive Pokemon of the Year, number 1 in the race, is Fortress. Fortress is putting in work for Joseph. Fortress, what it does is Joseph sends it out, and it sets up spikes, it sets up toxic spikes, and it sets up stealth rocks, and it makes the entire game very frustrating for the opponent, and it's been doing its job very well for Joseph. While it is 0-2, that doesn't really factor into the defensive Pokemon. But coming in at number 2, we have Alolan Ninetales, which is actually doing good offensively too. It's 5-3 +2. But what Ninetales does, it's not what it does, it's how Michael uses it, and how Michael actually gets its full potential out. Michael sends it out when he knows that he needs an Aurora Veil, and he sets an Aurora Veil up. The Aurora Veil, if you don't know, cuts in half all attacks done to the team that has the Aurora Veil. So if I used a move that had base 80 power, I'd basically have base 40 power when I used it against an Aurora Veil team, or a team that has Aurora Veil up. Ninetales has been putting in Aurora Veil every week so far, I believe, and it's been doing really good. Next up at number 3, we have Goodra. Goodra is 3-2 +1, not doing bad offensively, but not doing the best. Defensively, it's been taking hits, it's been getting things gooey. I almost said sticky, but it's been getting things gooey, and it's been making their speed drop. And then after it makes their speed drop, it goes ahead, outspeeds them, and then kills them. So very good by Mapu knowing how to use it. And next up at number 4, we have Araquanid. I picked up Araquanid after the draft. He was one of the ones that I had in mind that I really wanted to pick up. He's 3-1 +2. He's been brought to 1 game, I believe, maybe 2 games. No, he's definitely been brought to 2 games. And Arachnid, he's been taking hits. He's been putting up a sub, he's been regenerating his health, and he's been putting up more subs. So Arachnid has found his way on this list. Now, lastly, in the race for Defensive Pokemon of the Year this week, we have Regirock sitting at 3 and 2 plus 1. Not bad at offensively at all. Actually, the only one offensively bad on this list is Fortress, now that I'm looking at it. Anyway, Regirock, the reason it's on this list, there's not hard, tight competition for number 5. 5 is just kind of, Regirock just falls here. Regirock, actually, I'm looking at the list. Never mind, I thought I got his stats wrong. Regirock actually is on this list because he curses, and then he gets his defense really high up, and then he can just take hits and dish out damage. Very nice. Cameron knows how to use him. He was actually a laughable Pokemon when he was first drafted, but now I think everybody realizes that it's a force to be reckoned with. Next up, and lastly, we have the most underrated Pokemon of the year, and I'm going to click on it here. Looking on the list, we have 3 fighting types, so that's something. Oh, wait, let me go back to the defensive. Let me name off what Pokemon are on what teams. The Fortress is on the Phoenix Sunkerns, Alolan Ninetales on the Arizona Houndoom, Arachnid on the Cincinnati Peds, Goodra on the San Antonio Solars, and Regirock on the Denver Maripos. Coming in at the most underrated Pokemon of the year, number 1. Number 1 is kind of a tie right now between Mega Medicham and Hawlucha, because they're both 3 and 0 at a +3. But I would put Hawlucha above Medicham for the sheer fact that it's been brought to 1 game, but so is Mega Medicham. So I'm really at a loss here. I just put Mega Medicham above the Hawlucha because I don't know. It was just an instinct. So right now, just imagine Hawlucha and Mega Medicham. They're tied for number 1 right now. They're both really underrated. They were picked up in free agency recently. They've each been brought to 1 game, and they've each proven themselves as a viable Pokemon. At number 3, we are going to have Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr has been actually surprisingly good. It was not undrafted, but nobody expected it to be an offensive threat like it is being right now. It is 4 and 2 plus 2, which is very good. It's been killing things left and right for Joseph, taking out huge threats such as Snorlax, and it's really earned its way on this list. Next up, we have, in my opinion, number 4 would be Arachnid, because it has been brought to 2 games. It went undrafted as well, and it's 3 and 1 plus 2. It's not doing too bad, doing pretty good. It's able to take hits, it's able to dish out damage, and it's just an overall really good Pokemon. Now, at number 5, we have Mega Mawile, who, in my mind, I was thinking, holy crap, Mega Mawile was going to be number 1 on this list when I saw that it was undrafted. But then Karthik traded it to Owen, who had no clue how to use it, and then he traded it to Matthew, who showed that he didn't really know how to use it last week either. But it was against Karthik, so there's not much it could do. It just missed out on the Aegislash kill. Aegislash had 2% HP left. Very unfortunate. If that did happen... Oh, my voice cracked. Oops. If that did happen, it would have found its way a little bit higher on this list. But because of what happened, it's going to sit at number 5. Now, that's it for this video. But like I said, MVP races are very optional right now. We might have some votes for that or something. I'm not sure yet. But these are the awards of right now. There's also going to be Coach of the Year. And let me know down below if you guys want an all-star game. But for now, guys, this has been PokeTrips, logging off.